Howdy friends, welcome back to the Eclectic Sam YouTube channel and welcome to my eclectic corner of YouTube, where I predominantly talk about selling on eBay and reselling in general, but from time to time we may go on a little trip, may talk about history and other things that I'm interested in. It's just my eclectic corner. Before we get started, you see down below that subscribe button? It doesn't cost you a thing and it helps me out. If you will, go ahead and hit that. That way you'll be able to see what's coming in the future. Today I thought I'd give you another one of my What Sold videos. I'm kind of behind on these because I've been working harder on the eBay part of my life. Been listing a lot more, been selling a lot more, so it's been doing real well. And of course, fourth quarter right now, Christmas time, really helps out with that. So, but I'm happy about that. But let's see what's sold recently. Going to show you about 20 items here. First item, like I've said previously, I'm selling some of my shirts out of my collection. I like to collect funky shirts sometimes, but I'm just thinning out my little collection of them. This was a Dickies brand shirt, and on the back of it, it had a Three Stooges Garage print on it, and it sold for $19.99 with free shipping. Anything Three Stooges usually sells real well, but also funky shirts sell well too. Next up is a book, The Appomattox Campaign. Now I'm going to be selling quite a few different Civil War books here in the next few months you'll be seeing, because I'm finally listing some books that I bought from a large estate of a collection of Civil War books, reference books and so forth. The way I bought them in, they had a bookshelf and they had books on each shelf. I paid about $20 per shelf, and you can usually say there was about $20, 20 books on each shelf, so that makes about $1 a book. So I got a real good deal, and there's some real high-end books in there you'll be seeing here coming up. But the Appomattox Campaign sold for $10 with free shipping, and of course that can go media mail, so it's real cheap to ship. Next up is a neat little sign. It was about that tall. It's an embossed tin peanuts buttered sign. I think what it was at the you remember at grocery stores they used to have these areas where you could get fresh peanuts churned into butter. I think that was a sign that was on one of those machines. It came in a bulk lot of items, and I paid about $2 for it, and it sold for $34.99 with free shipping. Keep an eye out for signs. People collect signs, odd signs, oil related, gas related, food related, stuff like that. People really like those, and all different sizes. With this one, it was a small one, so it was easy to ship. Another Civil War book sold is Campaigns of General Joseph Wheeler. Sold for $20 with free shipping, and that was one of those dollar book lots. Another shirt from my collection. This was a Milano Bay. Not a very high-end brand, but it was a good-looking shirt. It was a kind of a camp-style shirt with blue stripes on it. Sold for $17.99 with free shipping. Next, I had a sale. It was a brand called Casey and Max. Not a high-end brand. Quilted Jacket, women's jacket, sold for $11.99 plus shipping. But the reason why I had that was I thought it was a nice-looking jacket. It was blue and green plaid, so popular print. And I only paid $1 for it on the local thrift store rack, so I grabbed it for $1. It's worth the gamble to turn around and sell. Sold another baseball card. Y'all know that I like to sell my baseball cards. They don't bring a lot of money, but they're consistent. It's a Mark McGwire 1992 Bowman gold foil card. Sold for $1.99 plus the shipping. And that came from my collection. Another card was a Topps 2021 Series 2 Nicky Lopez gold parallel. Sold for $1.93 plus shipping. Next up, a little Matchbox card sold. This was a Ferrari Testarossa Matchbox card. It was chipped up and very well played with. What I do when I sell toys that are played with or in kind of, not so great shape, I will take good detailed pictures of it and just put as played with condition. And this one sold for $5 with free shipping. Only cost about $3 to ship, so I probably made about $1 off of that. But when you pay 25 cents a piece for the little diecast, those little Matchbox and Hot Wheels cars, it's a good deal. Next up, we sold a basketball card. This came from a big lot of basketball cards that I bought to resell. I don't collect them, but this was a good deal that I bought. I paid 48 cents a card for them. This one sold for $1.89 plus shipping. Next up is something that I'm surprised it took so long to sell. Starbucks coffee jar. It looked kind of like a cookie jar. It had a real good seal to it, so it might have been to keep your coffee beans in or something like that. But it was a big jar. It sold for $34.99 plus shipping. Anything large like that, I always make sure that I charge shipping for it. Cheaper, lighter, smaller items, I don't charge shipping for. I just bulk it into the price of the item. But with this being large and heavy, it was going to be more than adding it to the price of the item. But I bought that at a local thrift store and paid $2.50 for it. Sat on the shelf for about a year though, so that's no big deal. Only had $2.50 invested in it. Next up, another Civil War book, Duel Between the First Ironclads, sold for $8.49 with free shipping, and media mail it went. Next up is something that I like to sell. Y'all know is ephemera, which is vintage paper items, paper goods like advertisements and stuff like that, letters with autographs on them, stuff, things, little paper advertisements. This was an American Dairy Association advertising price tag. It was probably about 5 inches by 3 inches. It was decent size. Sold for $9.99 with free shipping, and that was easy to ship. I just put it in between 2 junk pieces of cardboard and put it in a bubble mailer, and it probably cost, I believe, about $3 to ship. But I got that from a big lot of ephemera, and I probably had 10 cents in the thing. And I still have several more of them to go. Next is something that I really like to sell. Of course, I like to sell everything, but vintage t-shirts. They take a while to sell sometimes, depending on what's on them, but you can always make real good money on vintage t-shirts. This one was a 1982. It was actually dated on the print on the shirt, 1982. Edelbrock, and those that like cars know of Edelbrock is the big race parts company that's been around since the 40s. But it was a 1982 Edelbrock t-shirt. I bought that, believe it or not, on eBay for $15. I was looking for vintage t-shirts to buy to resell and found it, and apparently the person didn't know what they had because they only had it up for 15 bucks. But this shirt sold for $82.99 plus shipping, and that went to California. Believe it or not, a lot of vintage T-shirts go to California for me. Next is another ephemera piece or automotive related piece. It was a 1960s little manual that went into Ford cars. And if you fold it out, it folded out to a big banner that said, "Send help, need gas." So you would put it on your dashboard if you ran out of gas on the side of the road. Of course, back then you didn't have cell phones, so you would have to rely on somebody to stop and help you. But this sold for $15, and that came from an ephemera lot that I bought. And I had about $1 into that one. Another vintage shirt was a vintage 70s vintage Wrangler shirt. Those pearl snap Western shirts always sell real well. This was just a simple brown vintage shirt. Did have some wear to it. I noted it in the pictures and the description. I had about $5 in it because I bought it out of an estate that I bought a bunch of vintage clothes from. Sold for $30 plus shipping. Next, from the Civil War books, this was something that a lot of people don't realize sell real well, is an auction gallery catalog. When auctions like Sotheby's or Christie's, or in this case, Heritage Civil War auctions, have their big auctions that everybody is interested in some of the high-end items. They do auction catalogs, which are basically catalogs of pictures of what's selling, talks about the items and a little bit of history about them and so forth. But people actually collect those that are interested in the items that were in the auction for reference. This particular one sold for $19.99 with free shipping. Because it was kind of an advertising piece, it did have to go by first class. It couldn't go by media mail. But you're still looking about $4 or $5 in shipping, and I had $1 in it from those Civil War books. But think about that. If you're ever out looking at books or something and you see auction catalogs, think about getting them, because that's something that most people wouldn't even think that would sell, and they do. Next up is another vintage shirt. It was a Bugle Boys vintage shirt. It was kind of a bad buy for me because when I got it home, it had some heavy staining on it that I missed at Goodwill where I bought it at. I paid $5 for the shirt. I did go ahead and list it because it being a vintage shirt, but I did note the stains and everything, and it sold for $8.49 with free shipping. So I probably broke even on that one. But if it didn't have those stains on it, it probably would have been about a $24 or $25 shirt. Next up is another shirt from my collection. Was a Cuba Vera. Cuba Vera is a real nice shirt. They're known for their shirts that are kind of a island feel to it, usually linen fabrics or thin silk or something like that. This one was a button down from them, and it sold for $13.59 with free shipping. Their shirts vary depending on what it looks like. This was a basic black one, so it didn't sell for as much, but some of their shirts can go for $25, $30. Final item is another Civil War book. This one right here is The Killer Angels. I've heard this is a good book. I should have kept it and read it. I may check it out on Book on Tape or something like that. I like to listen to books on tape or books, verbal books. I like to listen to them when I'm working on eBay and stuff. But this one sold for $6.79 with free shipping. And once again, only had about $1 into that. But that was some of the recent items. Like I said, I'm probably, I'd say about 2 or 3 weeks behind on these What Sold videos. So I'll go ahead and give you a hint. Keep watching, because there's some good stuff coming. some stuff that would be really interesting to you, some stuff that you wouldn't think would sell but sold for real high money. I've been real happy with how sales have been going recently. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and let me know. And if y'all ever have any questions or suggestions or anything, go ahead and make a comment down below, anything that you'd like to talk about. And as always, thank you for watching. But until next time, my friends, I love you. Bye.